Okay guys, so I thought I would just do this video because I know many of you are about to see the video I'm going to put out stating that I made my decision with BMW, and there's going to be a lot of people that are upset and then there's going to be a lot of people that agree with me. And I already know to expect the comments of people telling me, change your name, delete your videos, get rid of your channel, I'm leaving, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, because people don't watch the full video to the end and they don't even hear what I have to say. They're skipping for it, missing bits and only hearing what they actually want to hear. Now, many people are going to jump to the conclusions that I've just said I've departed completely from the brand. And many of you who would have watched the whole video know that's simply not the case. I simply put that I will not be buying any more BMWs, and that's purely because I cannot justify giving people that type of money for cars and investing, even £500–600 into a car to then resell it for only £2 grand, because obviously, as I said to many of you guys, BMWs here are really, really not easy to sell. A lot of people mess you around, a lot of people don't want to buy them. They're just the type of car that end up sitting around for a very, very long time and they're all hassle to sell. Now, there is going to be people that have jumped to conclusions thinking I'm just completely departing the brand, and that's simply not the case. Like I said, I've still got my 5 Series, which, as I said, when I get space in it, the car's going to be come back in. We've got a lot to do on that car. I've got to tidy up the interior. I've got to sort out the mirrors. There's a lot I've still got to sort out, put the door cars back on. I've got to change the iDrive back to the original iDrive. I already changed the cluster back to the original cluster and took out the ID4 Motion one. There's a lot I've still got to do. But as I said, people have still jumped to their own conclusions thinking, because I've got Porsche, I'm going to be abandoning the brand. And that's simply not the case. So to let many of you guys know as well, after thinking about it, I'm going to be buying the 130i back from the insurance. Now, obviously, whether they write it off or not, it might even be a Cat D, which is damage repairable, which it's looking likely it probably will be. If that is the case, I probably will go ahead, buy it back off them and repair it. Now, I'm not looking to sell that car purely because it's going to have a categorization on it. It's going to basically have a title, if many of you guys don't know what that is in the US, which is going to make it worth less when it comes to selling. It's not worth selling. It's on 150,000 miles. Bearing in mind, I bought that car on 136. I've done a lot of mileage in that car. That small car, you got to think, I've done already, you were talking nearly, 14,000 miles in that car. It's literally on 150,000 right now, 151. So it's over 15,000 miles and not even owned it a year. I've done a lot of mileage in that car and it's done very, very well. Like I said, the only thing that failed on us was actually the cooling system, which I overhauled. But the owner before that had actually done everything to it. So it is a car worth keeping because I don't have to do no water pump, no thermostat, no valve cover, no nothing. If it needed it all, it wouldn't be worth it. But obviously the damage to the car is the under tray, the bumper, the grille. It's all minor things, but as many of you guys know, insurance companies write off cars just for the smallest number of things, and bear in mind, it's got quite high mileage. They go down to the fact of that as well and the age of the car. So I'm trying to talk with the insurance company as present to try and buy it back off them for as cheap as possible. And then we're going to be rebuilding that on this channel as well. But yes, that car is going to be coming back. But as I said to you, I don't look to buy any other BMWs because I don't want to fund these other people that are trying to sell them. I have no interest in buying these cars from these people that are lunatics trying to sell these cars for crazy amounts of money that it's not worth it to me. I just don't see it viable for me. As I said to you, M cars, I don't see the point in buying them for me. They're just not the type of car. It doesn't deliver on what I want as a car. Like I said, if I want family size cars, I've already got that where I've got a Volkswagen Tiguan. It's basically a 4x4, it's the R-Line model, so it's fully loaded with panoramic roof, everything I could even want in a car, all the latest technology, all the ADAS systems, active cruise control, lane assist, blind spot assist, front collision warning, self-park assist. It's got everything I can want, and it's the full R-Line edition, but it's perfect and practical for everyday needs. And that's what I mean. I have no reason for an M car. I just never drove them and never would. But as for the other BMWs, they are going to be back here and they're going to be getting repaired as soon as this 911 leaves this lift. But obviously, I know there's a lot of you that, some of you are haters, so you'd enjoy that for me to change my name and think I'm going to delete my channel, thinking you're going to get your own way. But as I'm going to sit here and say, that's not going to happen. Name's not changing, channel's not going anywhere. Nothing is changing from this channel because obviously, as many of you guys know, 90% of you are loyal viewers, loyal followers of mine and agree with everything I say because many of you already know the truth. But the ones that don't like that, majority of the people are going to be jealous of what I've achieved, don't want to see me keep coming up. Obviously, Next car for me is a 997 Turbo. Many people thought I wouldn't even be able to get a 997 when I told them. They all laughed. That happened. Now my 911 Turbo is next. In January, February, I'm planning to buy it, and they're going to be hating again, as they all do. But at the end of the day, that's what this is about, ain't it? You know, people always laugh and think, it's not possible. And then when it is possible and it actually happens, they don't seem to ever come out the woodwork and comment. It's quite confusing actually, because they're quick to comment and jump saying, delete your channel, change your name, do this, do that. But then when I prove them wrong all the time, like I do, same with this shop right here, you know, they thought it wasn't gonna happen. A lot of them laughed thinking this wasn't possible, and then it become possible. You know, they seem to just disappear. You don't seem to see or hear them. And that's part of obviously being, you know, public eye on YouTube. You know, you're always going to attract the ones that don't like that you managed to achieve and say, when you say you're going to do something and actually do it, they don't like that. But unfortunately, I've always had a way with that. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I think, you know, they should come to the realization of that instead of keep thinking it's not going to happen. I make it happen. I'm a very strong believer in that. I'm very passionate about what I want. I know and I know many of you are going to say, why not that passionate about BMW? I could be, but I'm choosing not to be. And that's purely because I just don't see them as an investment. And obviously I'm thinking about my long-term future. Obviously YouTube isn't permanent, and you've got to see YouTube as like a business. It's got to be profitable. If it's not profitable, it's not worth it for anybody, not me, not any other YouTuber doing it. You're seeing a lot of YouTubers, salvage channels, whatever it is. Do you not realize they are having to give them cars away in a competition? And do you know why that is? Because they will not be able to sell them. When it comes to BMWs, they have to give them away or put them on a competition to win tickets just to get rid of them. That's the easiest way to get rid of the cars. To do a raffle and just find someone to win it. That's the easiest way. You know, make them pay £10, have the chance of winning a car, and that's it. And you know, for some people, that's like a dream come true. But for me, on the other hand, it's not. I'm in the game for buying, selling. I'm not interested in doing raffles, I'm not interested in doing giveaways. You know, I get people ask me all the time, even regarding the scandals, do I do giveaways? I don't do giveaways. I have no interest in any of that kind of stuff. I don't participate or facilitate in any of them kind of things. I literally buy cars to sell on, and I don't have no problem selling them, if I'm very honest with you. I have no issues whatsoever. But, you know, at the end of the day, with the world the way it is at the moment, there is going to become a time where it's only going to get harder and harder. And like I said, for me, the next car is a 911 Turbo S. That's what I'm targeting. That's now become my ultimate car and my dream car one. And many of you guys know there's nothing touchable that can even compare to one of them. And I know that as myself. Like I said, will I get bored of it? Probably. You got to remember, that's a street racing car. All 911s are. They're built for street racing. And realistically, I don't think there's anything that'll be able to probably beat me on the roads, and it's going to get very boring very quickly. But in the same sense, I know it's going to hold its value and only become a bigger investment over time. So that's why it's worth for me to keep regardless. I don't really have to sell it every year. They're going up. You know, they're very expensive already as they are, 46, 50 grand you're looking at. Some of them come up for around 40. It just depends on where you're looking and what one it is you're looking at. But yes, that's my next car. And like I said, guys, BMWs have not died down. They're not going nowhere. Still got the 5 Series, still got the 1 Series. But I get many of you guys can't afford a lot of these cars. That's fine. Hopefully one day, many of you will be fortunate enough, lucky enough to hopefully come into money to be able to afford these kind of cars or be able to afford your dream car. But BMW is a good buy for many of you guys right now. It's a cheap German car to get into the industry. And you know what? It actually can teach you, because the way I see it, BMWs are a car, many people buy them, they're enthusiasts. They want to be able to work on them themselves. It does get people started on how to learn about cars and how to start fixing cars. So it's a good car to educate many of you. And like I said, the reason I wanted to change brand as well to Porsche is purely because I know BMW inside and out. I'm telling you guys right now, I could rewire them whole E60s and E90s with my eyes closed. I could take the whole wiring loom front to back, and I could do the whole rewiring loom myself. I've said it many times to many people, bring me an empty shell, I will get an E60 or an E90 back up and running. I can find the wiring looms, it's not hard, and I can rewire that whole car very, very easily from scratch, especially with the electronic side of things. That is very, very easy for me, you know, because many of you guys know I can do everything. I can get that car back up and running. I don't need anything else. Just bring me an empty shell, and with the doors obviously and everything else. So if you know, I don't want just a complete shell with no doors, no bonnet, no. but I can get that car back up to scratch. And that is a challenge, and that I think will be very good for this channel. But as I said, with Porsche, it's a learning experience for me. Something new, I don't know it, and it also should be a learning experience for you, because I'm learning with you. And that's really what I want to do. Because as many of you guys seen on the BMW videos, it's like, I know everything, and I just whiz through it. And many of you guys always sitting there saying in the comments that you didn't manage to see this, I either spoke too fast, or I've done this too fast, you didn't get it. But with the Porsche experience, I'm learning alongside with you. So everything I'm seeing and doing is a learning experience for you and me, and we're both learning together. And that's the good thing about doing different cars. I'm a master in BMW, so when I'm bringing different cars here, don't see it as a negative, see it as a positive, because these are cars that I don't know everything about like I do with BMW. Obviously, mechanical side, I'm good at. Electronical side, Porsche, Volkswagen, yes, some of the systems are the same with the fiber optic networks, but the rest of them are not. Even the coding is very, very different. So is the programming on Porsche and the VAG group and, you know, Volkswagen, Audi, very, very different to what I'm used to. But that's what I'm saying, guys. It's all a learning experience, and you guys should be happy with that I'm willing to divulge out there and put myself out there to learn new things. So as I say, guys, don't be sitting there hating and thinking I'm not doing BMW no more. And you're never going to see no more BMWs, because we've still got my 530 with the M52 and the 130. All I'm saying is, it's pointless for me to go out there and buy other cars when I'm not going to get an investment and I'm not going to drive them. What I do not want to happen is to have a flock of cars out here outside my parking lot, and I've got a building there now with cars underneath it already. I do not want to have another load of cars out here that are never going to be driven, and they're going to be very, very hard to sell. Like I said, the 630i, I was able to sell that fast and easy because I listed it cheap, because I bought it cheap. If every car was to come up like that for me, it would be no issue, because I know I'd be able to get rid of them quickly. If it's this cheap fix, easy, and I get it cheap enough, I can repair it cheaply, sell it cheaply, it makes everyone a winner. But unfortunately, that just simply isn't the case. So this was just realistically a video just to relate to you guys on that last video. So many of you guys get a drift of what I was actually saying, because I know, like I said, many of you would have skipped the video or just took it completely the wrong way. So like I said, I don't want to keep this video any longer than needed. We have got a new vehicle coming, and I'm not going to mention anything right now. But yes, the next video you'll be seeing is going to be the new vehicle on this channel. And I do want you guys to let me know if you guys want to see more videos on that also. And by the way, it's definitely not another Porsche. So thank you very much for watching, guys. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.